You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all.
Okay, sitting in butterfly pose, soles of the feet come together and the knees just gently rest out to the sides of you. Sit nice and tall, maybe that's on a block or a cushion, and just bring the hands into Hakini Mudra. So that means all the fingers and thumbs just gently touching, and they just rest down into the center of this space here that you're creating. And just let the elbows rest on the thighs. And just allow the weight of the arms to drop down into the legs just a little bit. So just start to feel how the hips, particularly the outer hips around the inner groin, start to feel as you sit there. Gently draw navel back in towards the spine and relax the shoulders away from the ears. As we come to the mat today, let go of what already has taken place, whether that's this morning, this week. Let the past be the past, let the present be the present, and let the future just come to you when we're ready for it. Allow your breaths to be slow and steady, controlled, effortless, easy, free-flowing. And allow your breath to become your anchor into the present moment, only focusing on that inhale and the exhale. And as you sit here, just breathing, just being, doing nothing else, having to be nowhere else, having to think of nothing else. Just notice how you feel today. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, soulfully. And just listen to what your body and mind says back to you. As the butterfly makes its way out of its cocoon, it struggles to free its wings. Then eventually, after some time waiting, its transformation is complete. If you have been striving and working on something and just waiting for a result, keep going. Some good things take months or even years, but it's worth it. And when you see the hints of transformation, your heart swells with gratitude because you know you made it work and it was all worth it. So keep going. You're doing amazing things, just as the butterfly makes its way out of its cocoon. Take a moment to think of what you need most from the practice today, what your intention might be for your practice. And just gently lift the arms up in front of you, still keeping that Hakini Mudra, but reaching the fingertips forward and then gently dropping back. So scooping out the belly, rounding out the spine. And again, we're creating this space in the center of our arms, in the center of our legs, pulling navel to spine, spine behind you, pushing fingers gently forward, letting chin drop down to the chest. And gently release the Hakini Mudra back behind you. Fingertips gently by the hips, roll the shoulders away, and then gently open the chest. Try not to let the knees creep up towards one another and press those knees gently to the floor as you lift from the sternum. Bring yourself back into center. Gather the knees up and just place them a little bit wider. So drop the belly down between the thighs, reach the fingertips towards the toes and lengthen the spine here. And then again, take that release of that fold, letting the head drop down between the knees. Nice and slowly again, pull back, but this time keep the fingertips on the shins, lift the chest and gently open into that back bend once more. So you're holding on to the shins, opening, opening, opening the chest, supporting the spine in that lift. Then bring yourself back into center, drop the knees over to one side, just releasing there. Oh, I'm sitting on my zafu, that's not good. Let me move back. So dropping the knees over one way, bringing them back into the center, dropping over to the other. And then just do that once more, right and left. And let's come to a wide leg child's pose. So bringing the knees wide of your mat, toes come together. And just drop the chest back towards the thighs and just take a moment there to pause. Letting the spine feel relaxed, open. Maybe the hands are out in front of you, maybe they're under the head, maybe you're supporting the head with a block. And maybe the toes and ankles feel a little bit tight, so you might need maybe a blanket underneath the ankles. Feel the release through the hips, the legs, particularly the glutes, the pelvic floor. And then gently bring yourself up into tabletop. And then you can kind of widen those knees a little bit, maybe bring the thighs inner, and then just open up into a little back bend, dropping the pelvis. So we're just going to move through from child's pose into that kind of cobra up dog-esque release of the pelvis. So pulling back, child's pose. Inhale forward, moving the knees and legs as you need to. Then let's come forward just gently into that little up dog cobra lift. Drop hips, open chest. Feel the weight through the pelvis there. And then pull back into tabletop. Find a cat and cow, opening up the chest as you breathe in, rounding out into cat as you breathe out. Start to be aware of what your legs are doing. The muscles, the joints from the sacrum, the lower back, the hips, the pelvis, into the thigh bones. What happens here with those pelvic tilts? And then come back into neutral after you've equaled that off, lifting up your right leg up and back behind you. We've got a 90-degree bend at the back of the knee. The heel is pushing up towards the sky, and we're going to do gentle pulses here. So pulse the heel up towards the sky. The hip is kind of turning downwards towards the floor, so we're not opening out the knee here just yet. Pulse, 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 and then extend the leg back behind you. Toes again pointing down towards the floor. Draw the heel in. Do that 5 times. Extend, pull in. Extend, pull in. Try to keep the thigh nice and parallel to the floor. Last one. Pull in and extend. Lower that down. Tuck the toe to the floor. And then just gently push back through the toe bed. So you get a nice little ankle or toe stretch there. And again, you can gently pulse and just release and come to child's pose. Reach the fingertips forward. Exhale through the spine. Let the head drop down to the floor or to the block. Inhale, come back up, tabletop. Draw navel into the spine, pushing away from the floor. Left leg this time. Pulses, 10 pulses. Heel pushes up towards the sky. Again, trying to keep that internal rotation of that left thigh, not trying to open the knee just yet. We come to that a little later. This is just getting the glutes working. And then the hamstrings, extending and pulling in. So try to keep the thigh nice and parallel. We're only bending from the back of the knee. Nice. 2 more. Pushing through right shin and hands, and lower that toe down and just press into the toe, stretching through the Achilles, the back of the leg. And then bring that knee in and release back into child's pose once more. Take the weight off of the wrists, flip the palms over. So your palms are face up towards the sky. See if you can pull the thumbs gently downwards towards the mat. And sometimes we might, feel that kind of heat and warmth in the joints here because we've been in that tabletop position working with those leg movements. Bring yourself back up into tabletop. Right leg comes forward. So this is a nice wide-legged, a wide-toed lizard. So again, you can use blocks. If you've got 1 or 2 blocks, you can place those down in front of you. We're dropping down through that hip. Toes are gently turning out, and then gently pull back. Exhale, fold the body on the inside of that right thigh. Inhale, drop forward. Exhale, pull back. Keep a nice soft bend in the knees if you need to. Dropping forward, drawing navel to spine, opening chest. It's a little back bend, and then into that forward fold. Last time, we stay and hold. We might want to come down onto the forearms. We don't have to. We can stay nice and upright. Just let the hips drop a little bit more. Keep the left hip lifted and the right hip dropping. Tuck the back toe if you like, and then rock forwards and backwards. Feel that all 5 toes are supporting you here. Pushing back through the heel and extending through the leg. Drop the knee down and then gently pull back. Lift back up. We're going to place the hands down and we're going to sweep that right leg all the way back around behind us. And then we open up the knee here. Now pulse, heel to opposite buttock. So you're bringing the heel to this left hip. Keep pushing away from the floor, drawing navel to spine. Just a couple more pulses. Reaching left hand, might catch right foot. Open up into tiger. Keep lifting up that right knee. And lower down. Left side lizard. Bringing foot forward, turning toes outwards. Knee tracks over middle toe. Again, using blocks as you need to fill the space. Drawing navel back, opening up the chest, gently pulling back as we exhale. Pulling those toes of that left leg. Oh, can feel that one on that other side. Dropping forward, pulling back, keeping a soft bend into that left knee should you need to. Pull back, last time. This time we stay in our lizard and we can make those choices. Coming down onto the blocks, coming down onto the forearms, coming down onto the floor. Keeping left hip dropping, right hip lifted. Pelvis is nice and stable. Drawing navel in, tucking back toes, getting all 5 toes onto the floor, maybe lifting the knee, extending those thighs, and then rocking forwards and backwards. So it's like you're that Komodo dragon ready to pounce. Lowering the knee down, Release back up. And then again, we sweep that left leg all the way back around behind us. Open out that hip, push away from the floor and pulse. Heel to opposite buttock. So I'm hoping that you might be feeling something in that left hip, that left thigh, that left IT band, and the tenor fasciae. Reaching right hand, maybe it catches that foot or just reaches back to it. Lift up that left knee, left thigh just a little bit more. Feel the stretch that you get from that one. And then gently release. Pull this back to a toe squat. Tuck the toes underneath you. Come back as far as is comfortable for those toes. Let's stay for at least 30 seconds. Sitting nice and tall. And remember, if it's too much weight, just come forward. So 30 seconds is about 5 breaths, sometimes 3 or 4, depending on how long your breaths are. Relax the facial expression. Give yourself a smile. Notice what's going on within the toes, what sensations you are feeling. Then gently release the hands forward. Slowly uncurl the toes, coming out of that posture, and then just gently pressing down through the tops of the feet. Coming back for ankle stretch, all the way back. This might be enough for your ankle stretch. If you want to, again, hands come back behind you and you might lift the knees up. Again, releasing hands is an option onto the knees as we scoop up, getting a little bit more weight into the ankle stretch. Scoop out the belly, let the shoulders drop. Again, about 30 seconds is enough to start feeling that one. And it's so important about our feet when we come into our standing postures because we expect them to do so much for us, but we don't tend to spend the time on them. Lower down nice and carefully. Come forward into your tabletop position and just lift the right foot. Doesn't have to come too high. Just release, rotate one way, rotate the other. Give it a little shake. Shake, 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 wiggle, 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 and move to the other side. Lift it up, rotate carefully one way, get that movement back in, rotate the other, and then again, wiggle, 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 give it a little shake out. Let's tuck the toes, come into a bent leg, downward facing dog, start to pedal out. Feeling all 5 toes of each foot padding down onto the mat, releasing a heel at a time, and just feeling the soles of your feet stretching, the ankles flexing, Achilles, calves, back of the knees. And then releasing into downward facing dog when you're ready, keeping a soft bend into the knees. Slow and steady breaths. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor, ears between the biceps. Start to walk the hands towards the feet at the back of your mat, placing the soles of the feet down nice and flat, spread the toes, and just rock forwards and backwards, heels, toes, and you can have bent or straight legs here. Fingertips are still on the mat. And then inhale into a half lift. Again, the fingertips might be on the shins or to the floor. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen spine. Feel the weight all the way into the toes. Heels are nice and light. Exhale, take a full forward fold into Uttanasana. Maybe clasping hold of the ankles, the Achilles, the back of the calves, wrapping the forearms into the back of the legs. We do not need to overforce or overstretch here. We are simply still warming up. Give the head and neck a little yes and a no. Circle, gentle rotation because it's free. And hands come down. Heel toe, feet out to the wider edges of your mat, dropping down nice and slowly, widening those knees, sending them over the middle toes into your Malasana squat. Draw the navel in, draw the pelvic floor in, push the pubic bone forward to the front of your mat. And use those elbows as a little bit of leverage. If you like, you can go into Hakini Mudra. You don't even need to have the hands in your prayer pose. Exhale, release the sit bones back to the floor. Nice, feel the release through the hips there. And then from here, we're simply going to push up to stand. So push through the feet, use the strength of the legs. The hands come up, release down by the sides of you, and then heel toe, feet back into parallel. And then just find parallel feet here. And that might be parallel as in bringing toes together, might be hip width apart, but we're standing at the back of our mat. Just relaxing, finding that balance, equal weight distribution through the feet. Lift the toes. Just pull the toes all the way up, space them out, spread, spread, spread. And you've got the balls of the feet and the heels still connected to the floor. Nice and slowly let those toes release down. Now lift your right heel, push into the toes. Push into the arch of the foot and release. Take that to the other side. Lift up the toes, push through the arches. Nice. This time we flick the toes over and then push into the toes, pushing the arch forward. Oh, that was a big stretch there for me, actually. And the other side. So again, you're just rolling over those toes. Oh, stretching into the foot. Roll back over the toes. Lift up onto the tiptoes. Arms might be above the head. They might be out in front of you. If they're above the head, be careful of your alignment, stacking joints, shoulders, hips, and heels. Lift, lift, lift the heels. Strong, strong, strong legs. And then slowly, both together, arms and heels, lower with control. Feel stable, feel grounded, and let's step forward with the right leg. Find a high lunge. So we've worked a little bit on the feet. Let's not forget those. So we're dropping the back knee gently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We reach forward to the front of our mats. Hopefully our blocks are still there. We're going to step up into our warrior 3, lifting that back leg. This is exactly what we did when we were in our tabletop. Going to rotate those inner thighs downwards. Heel is pressing back behind you, and we're going to bend that heel in towards the buttock. 5, extend. 4, extend. 3, extend. 2, extend. 1, extend. Fine warrior 3. Now let's move to revolved half moon. So left hand comes in front of you, right hand comes to the sacrum. Let's gently rotate the torso to the right side of your mat. Ooh. The right glute is probably needing to fire up. Try not to place too much weight in that left hand. Right hand might then float to the top of the sky. From here, we release everything back down to the floor. Long lunge, hands come down, right leg then sweeps all the way back behind you into kicking donkey. And this is where we just draw that heel in towards our left buttock. Lift that right knee up. And then a few figure of eights. Whoa. Just to release that standing leg. And place the foot into down dog. Let's go through a connecting vinyasa. Come through plank. Your choice. Chaturanga up dog. Knees, chest, chin, cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Walk all the way to the feet. Exhale into your forward fold. Heel toe, feet out. Wider edges. Dropping down. Malasana squat, second time around. Hands might be in prayer or hakini. Heart rate might have started to increase after the connecting vinyasa and all that glute work. Release the, oh no, sorry, I didn't release the hands to the floor. We pushed through. Oh, that's it. Get those legs working. Toe, heel back into the center. Release the hands down. Take a moment to pause. Lift the toes up and spread them and lower them. Lift the right heel. Press the arch forward. Lower, lift the left. Press the arch forward. Roll over onto all of the 5 toes. Press that arch forward and release. Roll over onto the toes. Press the arch forward and release. Little balance coming up onto the tiptoes. Arms might be in front of you. They might rise above the head. Try not to push the ribs out here, but draw those ribs in. Long navel, long spine. Nice and slowly lower the arms, lower the heels, all together. Let's step forward. Long step. High lunge. Draw navel in, long, long spine. 5 pulses, lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, we stay and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's step this forward. Find your blocks, lift your back leg. Stabilize through that supporting leg. It can be bent, it can be straight. Turn those toes downwards of that lifted leg. Heel extension, so pulling it in. 5, extend. 4, extend. 3, extend. 2, extend. 1, extend. Then we move into our revolved half moon. So switching the hand, right hand comes to the left block. Hand goes to the sacrum. Start to rotate shoulder, rib cage towards the front thigh. Keeping that leg nice and strong and lifted back behind you. And then maybe the arm just floats up towards the sky. Woo! Nice and slowly with control, we center ourselves off. We lower the hands, we lower the back toe. And we sweep that left leg then all the way back out into your kicking donkey, pulling heel in towards the buttock. Releasing right heel to the floor. And then figure of 8. Oh, just release out that left glute. Release the foot to the floor, downward facing dog, and find a connecting vinyasa of choice. Pull it back to downward facing dog. If you're happy to stay there, do so. If you'd like to go to tabletop or child's pose, make your way there. 5 breaths. Lower the knees. Release the hands back to the hips and rest the belly down between the thighs. Let the head soften to the floor or to a block. Take a moment to find your breath once more. Steady the heart rate, steady the mind. We're going to just put that into a little bit of a flow. So we're going to change it up just slightly with the tempo and move into a revolved half moon Chapasana. So that's basically grabbing the foot on that revolve. So let's bring our hands through, find downward facing dog. Exhale. Walk hands back to the feet. Take an exhale there, forward fold. Heel toe feet out to the wider edges, drop down into Malasana. Push up to stand. Heel toe, feet back into parallel. We're going to miss out the feet bits here, stepping forward. High lunge, right leg. Move straight into warrior three, stepping forward, lifting back leg. Let's go straight into the revolve. Left hand, right block. Right hand moves to sacrum or to the sky. Revolved half moon. You take your Chapasana. You can take hold of that back foot. We're pulling that heel in towards the buttock. Thigh is parallel to the floor. Rotate rib cage, rotate shoulder. Release back. Hands to the floor. Connecting vinyasa. Oh, sorry, no, wait a minute. Kicking donkey. Figure of eight, then connecting vinyasa. I knew there was something. So back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. Walk the hands to the feet. Center the feet on the floor. Exhale into that forward fold. Toe heel out. Malasana. Drop the hips. Push through the feet. Raise up. Heel toe into parallel. Miss out the footwork. Left leg comes forward. Find a high lunge. Step it forward, lifting the back right leg into your warrior three. Start to find the revolve. Keeping that back leg nice and lifted. Maybe the top arm goes up. Then we bend in that heel, taking hold of the foot, and we pull the heel in towards the buttock as we lift that thigh. Beautiful revolves. Oh, yes. Revolting as they are. Keep lifting that thigh and then lower it down. Oh, hands go to the floor. Sweep that left leg back, kicking donkey, pull the heel to the buttock. Figure of eight. Almost there. Lower down. Down dog, connecting vinyasas. Well done. Back to down dog and lower it down, kneeling. Bring the body back through child's pose and roll up to kneel. Good. How are we feeling? Okay. Gets the heart rate going though, doesn't it? And tests yourself. So we've worked a little bit on the quads, on the glutes, on the hamstrings. So we're going to continue that Right leg comes forward. And if you want to, reach out and grab your block because you're going to go into your half hero stretch. So maybe just shuffle forward just a little bit. So block might go underneath your right buttock, but you can sit on the floor if that feels good. Making sure that this left foot is kind of nice and comfortable on your mat and not on a hard floor. Sit nice and tall, flex through that right foot, rotate, point, lift the arms up, and exhale, fold over the extended leg. Dropping left shoulder just as much as the right. Bending out through that right knee if you need to. Make it comfortable. Use the back strength to lengthen spine, lift yourself back up. The hands circle all the way over the top of the head. They come behind you, fingertips face forward, and you're going to lift those hips up into that half or half upward facing plank as you point the toes of the extended leg down to the floor. Try not to get cramp. I can feel my arches screaming at me just a little. And release. Drop over onto your right buttock carefully. Move the left, open it out, half butterfly. Let that knee drop down to the floor. Again, once more, lifting up and reach out and over. Different sensation, obviously, as we open into that left hip. Navel gently pulls back to the spine. Exhaling, head down towards the knee. Once more, lengthen arms past the foot, lengthen spine, bring yourself back up. The left hand goes behind you and this time roll up onto that left knee, sweeping the arm all the way back and around. Bring it back to center. We're going to bend up the right knee, cross over the left, and seated. Oh, seated pigeon. Oh, I can feel that already in here. If you need to, have the hands behind you. The closer that knee is towards the body, the deeper that's going to feel into this left outer hip. We've got a light flexion into this left foot. Sit nice and tall. And then from here, we release this left leg and it goes back behind us into our deer pose. So again, reshuffle your position so that everything's padded out. Exhale, release over the right thigh. Drop down into that fold. Bring yourself back up, take a twist towards the left leg this time. So we're moving towards that bent back leg behind us, open out into that twist. And as we're doing this, we're gently guiding that right knee towards the floor. From here, bring yourself back into the center and we need to extend this leg. So roll over onto the left hip, extend, and then bend out the right. So we've got half hero, then our half upward facing plank, then our butterfly, half butterfly. So flexing, pointing, rotating through that ankle. Leave it flexed, lift the arms up. Use the block under the left buttock if you need to. Reach up and over, dropping down through right hip. Fold over that left leg, bend into that left knee should you need to. Remember, your body, your choices, your way. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the arms past the foot. We bring ourselves all the way back up. Hands continue behind us, fingertips face forward, and we lift those hips and point the left toes down to the floor. Release down, roll over onto the left hip and bring that right knee in and open it out, placing it by the thigh. So right leg bent, lift up once more. Active left leg, exhale into that head to knee or half butterfly pose. Exhaling, head down, drawing navel gently in. And then from there, lengthen once more past the feet. Bring yourself back up. The right arm goes down behind you and the left arm sweeps all the way around as you lift those hips, pushing them away in front of you. Bring it back down to the floor. We then bring that right foot over the left knee. Open out, right hip, sit nice and tall. Seated pigeon here. So again, hands might be behind you, but if you can, maybe bring the chest forward just a little bit. There's action into that right foot, sole of the foot pushes away, and that knee gently opens out to the side of you. From here, this right foot then opens, turns inwards, goes behind you. That's it, finding your deer pose, so opening out the hips and leaning over your left leg. Dropping down gently, both shoulders to the floor. And then bring it back up. We turn towards the back leg, dropping that back buttock to the floor and twisting. And as we're doing this twist, opening the chest out to the back foot, we're gently pushing that left knee down towards the floor. It's a little bit of action there, a little bit of activity. So that you then gain strength in those outer hip muscles. Nice and slowly bring yourself back in, and then that right leg comes out in front of you. Sit nice and tall, symmetrical, seated forward fold. After all of those opposites, reach up and exhale. Find the release through the head, the neck, the shoulders, rounding out through the spine, breathing into the back of the legs. Wiggling the buttocks away to release the flesh from the sit bones. And then lengthen spine and bring yourself back up. Depending on where you are positioned on your mat, if you need to, shuffle forward, roll down through the spine with straight legs if you are able to. So just dropping pelvis underneath you. Keep rolling each and every vertebra. Use the strength of your spine, your core, not to let you just collapse. There's a point where it's about there that I might want to give in, but I didn't. Lift the arms up above the head. Give the body a big, big stretch. Point the toes. Reach the fingers back behind the head. And then gather the knees in towards the chest. So now feel the spine starting to flatten out underneath you, spreading out on the mat, grounding you to the floor, feeling a nice release there after the forward folds, the back bends, the twists. Yeah, and all working in the legs as well. Open out the knees, get into the hips. How are the hips feeling? Are they feeling more open, more mobile, more lubricated into the hip joint? And let's find a happy baby. Let those knees go wide of the rib cage, taking hold of the feet and just rock and roll, maybe letting a thigh drop to the floor each side. And then coming back into the center and finding that place to stay still. Lengthening tailbone down towards the floor. Pulling thighs wide of waists. Try not to take the tension in the face or the neck. And then just release the left hand. Left foot comes to the floor. Keeping that knee bent, we're going to keep that right foot in half happy baby. From here, we extend the leg. So we're imagining that we're taking those toes towards the top corner of our mat. So notice what happens. Do we drop into that right hip, or can we pull that left hip gently down towards the floor? Feel the stretch into the hamstrings, the inner groin, maybe the outer hip. Bend at the back of the knee, come back through your half happy baby, and then place that foot down and just find a moment for constructive rest. Heel toe and draw knees in. Roll and massage out through the spine. Open out the hips. How's that right leg now feel? Happy baby once more. Knees go wide. Second time around. Maybe a little rock left and right. Draw navel to spine, spine to mat. Tailbone draws down to the floor. Find stillness. Release the right hand, let the right foot come to the floor, knee is bent. We stay in half happy baby there. We're pulling down gently through the right hip. So we're not letting that left leg become heavy and lift our right hip up. From here, we gently extend from the back of the knee. Remember all of those extensions in tabletop and in our warrior threes. Those toes are aiming to go towards the top corners of your mat, pulling down right hip. Don't overforce, no need to overstretch. Go to your edge. Pull that knee back into your half happy baby once more. And then release the hand, release the foot. Take them wide of your mat. And once more, back into constructive rest where you completely let go and relax. Notice even when you're there, are you gripping through the pelvic floor, gripping through the glutes? Relax the gluteal muscles, relax the buttocks. Spread the shoulder blades out from one another. and heel toe, feet back into parallel. From here, open the knees, bring the feet together and find butterfly pose. Hands might be on the body, they might be on the hips, they might be on the lower belly, they might be out to the side of you. You might like them in cactus. We're going to stay here for about 10 breaths. Release the hands to the outer thighs, making sure that you lift the legs together and place the soles of the feet wide once more. Let the knees drop in towards one another and just soften out. And let us make our way into our final relaxation posture, whatever that is for you, whether it's on your side, on your back, maybe you prefer seated. So just making sure that you're nice and warm and comfortable, using props as you need to. Maybe bolsters go underneath the knees, blocks might go underneath the head. Lying back or sitting, releasing, relaxing. There's nothing to think about, nothing to do, nowhere to be. Reminding yourself of being present, letting the breath keep you present. I'll leave you for moments of silence here, and I will let you know when it's time to come back around. in to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings. Back onto your mat and back into the body by wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Move into the wrists, move into the ankles, maybe flexing and extending ankle and wrist joints together. And then extend the arms up above the head, point the toes. Big, big stretch as if you were awakening from a deep, restful sleep, feeling energized and ready for the start of your day. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out. Move through the knees, the hips, releasing into the joints. And take your time just to roll over to one side and return up to a comfortable butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together. Sit tall. And bring the hands into Anjali Mudra at heart center. Let the shoulders rest down, away from the ears. Bring a smile to the lips for your practice this morning. Draw into your own intention for practice this morning, what you needed most. I hope that you found what you needed, and you can take your intention into the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend or your week ahead. Always thank yourself for everything that your body is capable of and it does for you, and I thank you. Namaste.